Yo, what's up, my peeps? We are back again, once again, in person. What's up, Sean? With another episode of the Live, Love, Live podcast. I'm joined here by my co-host, Sean, once again in the building. And Sean, this topic was something that you actually brought to me, and I think it's something a lot of our members are really going to benefit from. So just want to give you the floor to just introduce it, and we can kind of dive in from there.
Yeah, I think the simple way to explain it is just starting to look at the difference between, when we do come to the studio or, you do any sort of, physical activity, really keeping in mind kind of differentiation between, what is working out and what is training. I think for us, we're a 40 plus exclusive training studio for those of you who are not familiar with what we do. And one of the biggest pieces that I feel and all the rest of our coaches feel that we have a responsibility to continually remind our clients when they come in is how what we do in these four walls translate to the goals, the life you want to lead, and the intentions that you have outside of these four walls. And I think that oftentimes, the fitness industry can be, suspect or fall victim to really looking at a minute by minute approach to, how you train people and how you implement exercise. I think that there's always utility for that. I think it's fun to do what I call like sweat equity, where, you just do a lot of movement and you get energy out and you sweat a bunch and you feel exhausted at the end of the session. And, I never want to de-incentivize people from doing that, because at the end of the day, you are still moving, you're still getting your body active, you're still putting, water into the bucket of habit of showing up for yourself. But one of the things that we do here at Aion, I think that is, unique and something that I love, is continually try to align in our client's mind why we're doing what we're doing in relation to aging with independence, looking at, retaining bone density and your ability to exist in a chaotic world where if you do fall, it's not the end of the world. I think the last one is just how you want to live life. So one of the big things, one of the fun moments that I have when we have new members is, we do this year vision of a year from now. What are the big things that you want to have happened in your life to show you that this year has been successful? Yeah. And we always get, answers like, I want to lose 10 pounds, or I want to fit back in these jeans, or I want to do this, I want to do that. And the follow-up question that I love, that I always love to ask is, okay, well, if that happens, what are you going to do with this newfound tool that you've had, whether it's weight loss or strength gain? Like, what do you want to do with that? And that's always a moment where people are like, oh, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
And I think that, again, we had a previous podcast where we talked about intentions and goals. And this, kind of is a continuation of that thought that a couple members have brought to me that I love. When you come into the studio, I think always being present is so important. But on the days when you don't want to come in and it's like, man, I don't want to just go sweat my ass off today, that's okay. You can come in our space and modify the day to continually be of service and in service to how you want to live life outside of it.
Yeah. And I think, a really good point there too is how much of, especially in the fitness industry, just to be frank, a lot of members, they don't come here and they go, I'm in the best shape of my life and I'm here to, just work. Like a lot of our peeps, they, are maybe not the happiest with what their doctors said recently. They're not the happiest with how their body looks or feels right now. And, all things that I think happen to a lot of people. It's very easy to get swept up in the life of you're working a lot, you have kiddos, you're trying to balance it all. And what kind of happens in that case is that a lot of the focus is in this moment. What is my goal? And my goal is just to get off the pain, get out whatever else. And I think, that question Sean mentioned, but as well as, okay, hey, like, what's your goal right now? All right, cool. What's your health goal in 5 years?
Yeah.
What's your health goal in 10 years? Because the other kind of tough reality, and something that we try to share with a lot of our members is that it is a lot easier for you to start, not impossible, and we've seen some amazing stories, but it's a lot easier for you to start taking care of your health and your fitness in your late 30s, your 40s, in your 50s than it is in your late 60s, in your 70s, and I really feel we get a lot of people who come in that are like, hey man, I retired and I can't travel, I can't enjoy it, and that's really hard for us to hear. So I think the big thing that we're also trying to get through with this is just, when you're looking at how I'm going to treat my body, whether that's what exercise I choose, what food I'm choosing. It's really looking at, yeah, what do I want right now, but also what do I want for myself in the future, and how do I start putting deposits in that future health today so that
Right. And I think the other piece is, constantly having the courage and state of mind to evaluate how is your training working for you. That's something that we emphasize a lot at the studio. And the first day you meet us, through your life cycle as a member with us. And I think maybe intentionally, I'll give the benefit of the doubt. I think a lot of, gyms and other workout spaces don't do that because it really is connecting you just to a day to day kind of existence.
yeah,
Because that's the easiest way just to keep you in the cycle if it's not in pursuit of your goal. And I won't throw names out there, but there's some studios who are like 45-minute workouts. You don't need to think about anything. We play the music so loud you can't hear your own thoughts. And even a pool of sweat, and you're like, I did something today. And you did. And I'm not trying to take that away, but there has to be that thought of, hey, is this in pursuit of the 20, 30-year from now version of me? We had a member come in and they had this statement that really hit me, and it kind of spurred this in a bigger way that just reinitiated my commitment to this thing that we do so well here, which is, I've moved, I've exercised, I've done everything, through my life that I thought was productive. And then I got a bone density scan and it was abysmal, to the point that I'm really scared now that it might be too late to reverse it. First thing, it's not,
yeah,
and I think, again, to Marcus's point, it's never too late to turn things around. Is it a little harder? Admittedly, yes, but that's just life,
yeah.
right? But at the same time, that's the idea of, this person was moving, was doing all the productive things, but there wasn't that long-term goal of, hey, I want to think about, how strength training might affect my bone density. And I think, again, for us, that's baked into what we do on a day-to-day basis. And as a result, I think people not only have a better connection to how movement, because we're very education forward with our clients, but also it just allows you to be liberated in the way that you want to move your body and the way that you do move
Yeah.
your body.
Yeah, and I think that is, man, that's such a good point because I've had those same calls with people, and I think everyone, like, regardless if you're currently working out or not, I really do have the stance that everyone is trying their best
Yeah.
with what they have in that given moment, and it is tough because a lot of people are trying and they're doing a lot of these things, but they really aren't setting themselves up for the best success in the future. Now, the great thing is that woman who has been moving, she has a bit of a movement base, she has more coordination, and that'll
Right.
be easier.
Yeah.
And I think too, like Sean said too, even if you are someone who is in your 60s, in your 70s, and you're feeling like, oh, it's too late for me, it really isn't. It's like that saying, like the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time was today,
Yeah.
right? So I think another thing we want to get through with this is, yes, we want to implore you to ask that question to yourself. Really look in the mirror. And this is a very hard question for myself, I will say, because as I get a bit older, my body is changing, and like
Yeah.
some of the capacity I have is changing as well, and that can be tough. But it really is asking, okay, what do I want right now? And do I want for my goal down the road? And, it's always going to be a mix. You can't live your whole life for something 10 years from now. But when it comes to your health, it is more of a, hey, do I want to sacrifice my health? Really ask this, do I want to sacrifice my health for XYZ, whatever?
Mhm.
And it may be a yes, but if it's a no, I really do implore you to just start doing something today, whether that's walking,
Yeah.
whether that's, if you are training, hey, relook at your training. Is it something that's going to make sure that I can travel? I can be there for those who care about me. I can
Right.
put my own suitcases away. I can enjoy life in the way I want to. Or is it something that, hey, I sweat, I go really, really hard right now, but I'm destroyed. And if I keep doing this for 6 months, where am I going to be?
Yeah, I think I echo all that. I think it's just always asking the question, and again, the liberty that our clients have, and I think that is so important for people to have in their journey, just having the space to ask the question of why always. And that's something that I love. All the coaches know this. I know this. It's one of the things I love. Like, if you have questions about why we're doing something, ask me. And I guarantee you I have an answer for you. And I would just encourage you, if you are in a space where, it's just like a sweat storm all the time, ask that question. Why? How is this going to help me? And if there isn't a satisfying answer, that's an opportunity to just, in your own kind of, journey and in your own power, just be like, is this the right fit for me?
Yeah. Come on, peeps. Well, this one kind of like went all over the place, but I think it was all amazing things. So I really do ask, just listen through the episode and just let us know what was your biggest takeaway, right? Like always, there was a big thing that was helpful for you. We love hearing it. And if you have any follow-up questions or if you are scared, nervous, or confused about what is the right next step for your fitness journey and your health journey, once again, feel free to reach out if you are a current member here. We'd love to talk to you in the sessions.
Come grill me.
Yeah. Sean would actually love that. And like you said, he's got answers for everything. There is a why behind the what for everything we do. And I would hate for you all not to be more deeply connected to that because you didn't want to be embarrassed with the question. No reason to ever do that. It does not matter what you ask. To extent. Fitness questions, it doesn't matter. So I just want to say thank you again for everybody tuning in and listening. If you are a member, you know the deal. See your pretty face soon. And if not, and you are looking for a place where you can work out your 40 plus and you have a spot where we understand how your body moves and what are some of the difficulties that come with that, click the link down below in the bio and we will hook you up with your first week free or shoot this podcast to someone you know and see if they want to take us up on it. So hope to see you all soon. Have a good week. All right.